Saturday Night's Main Event and people who were big in that day and who also main evented Saturday Night's Main Event, Bret Hart and Gunther. So this story, Bret Hart was basically talking about like the concept of chops and doing that kind of those kinds of moves. He just feels like hurting people for real is bullshit. So, of course, Bret Hart never shied away from giving his opinion on the state of professional wrestling. He often noted in many interviews chops, and he's critiqued Gunther in the past. He recently spoke to the Masked Man show, and Bret provided further insight to his disdain for chops. He said the best wrestling has to pretend to be real. That's what I did. I tried to make it as real as I could. Contrary to that Gunther guy who seems like a nice enough guy when I met him, but I hate wrestlers that hurt each other on purpose. I hate it when you're out there and getting beat up and hurt by a guy for real. Like chops. Whoever want to fight with a chop? What a waste of time. Ric Flair is famous for bringing the chops the way they are now. My dad used to tell wrestlers at Stampede, nobody ever beat anybody with a chop. It's true. They hurt. They look like shit. They make a big slap sound, but they hurt. When you get chopped by somebody like Ric Flair for a 30-minute match and chops you 15 times, your whole chest the next day is bruises. It hurts to put a shirt on. I used to wrestle Ric Flair and wake up going, why am I hurting so much? Doesn't Ric Flair know it's a show? It's not supposed to be real. I'm not supposed to wake up with a really sore chest. I have no respect for guys that hurt each other all the time. It's just, to me, lazy shit wrestling when guys like Gunther, I've told him this to his face, it's bullshit. When you're hurting somebody for real, you're unprofessional. I wrestled guys and never hurt anybody. And of course, Bret and Gunther shared the ring back in September 2024 on an episode of Raw, with Gunther saying that Goldberg was his favorite wrestler. So he had some thoughts on it. So what do you guys think? Chris, do you agree with Bret's philosophy that wrestling should pretend to be real without actually hurting your opponent? What do you think of chops and the like?
I mean, I get that, but it's not like they're punching themselves in the face and shit, or like kicking themselves in the face or anything like that, like for real. Like, I think a chop is like, I mean, like Japanese wrestling is like built on that kind of stuff too. So, I mean, is he dismissing an entire, subgenre of professional wrestling because it's not like the Western style of wrestling or whatever? So
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I love Bret, but I would say this is an L for him to say that. Big L.
I get it, but you tripping, Unk.
He's on for real.
And
yeah, he's on.
I guess he's like grandpa at this point. I don't think he's on. But like
he might be OG.
OG.
Yeah, OG on.
Yeah, that might be. No, it says might just be OG. Yeah.
Like I think if the wrestlers both agree to do it, I don't see an issue with it. I think it does give it a nice pop, and if people want to do it, I don't think it's a big deal. And it just like this act, like I know he says like he prides himself on not hurting anybody, but you like as wrestlers though in general, like willingly just throwing your body on a mat, like you're already like hurting yourself like on purpose. Like you're gonna wake up sore. And I'm sure you probably build up some kind of callus when you keep throwing yourself on your back and that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I feel like there are ways that you get without like just actually slapping people.
I mean, he's throwing people off like the steel cages and stuff. I mean, that stuff's not like, oh, I'm just gonna get up,
Yeah.
Like your back's probably hurting, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a silly.
Yeah, Stone Cold was bleeding pretty hard.
Yeah.
Let's ask Stone Cold how he felt after Mania 13.
Yeah.
Like, were you sore, Steve?
Right. I mean,
did you feel like it was just a show?
If he's talking like about like strikes, I guess maybe, but still, I would still say it's a silly comment that he has every right to make, but I don't agree.
Well, he says whoever want to fight with a chop. Do you feel like just the chop specifically? Do you feel like it's an effective storytelling tool in a match, or do you feel like it's overrated fan service. Like a cheap crutch to, get people to say, woo.
Sure, but I mean that's the whole idea, though, isn't it? Like, all right, well,
Yeah.
it's no different than any other spot of like going off the top rope and doing like a suplex or something like that, a superplex. Um, so it's just business as usual. It's just the different tool that's being used if it's called for in the match. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of like, especially in like the New Japan or even like AEW style with chops, it's like a test of strength. Like it's not necessarily just for like a cheap pop.
Hmm.
Like it's definitely like a transitional spot, and it does sell later in matches. So I can't feel like it's like too much of a cheap antic. I know like you don't win with it, but it's like okay,
Yeah.
what if someone gets a chop from hell
yeah,
and
it's
it's
just
just
it's like a good it's a good like accent point. Like
right?
it's like it just adds a little extra zest to your match,
Right.
I
What
don't
if
I don't personally see a big deal.
what if there's a wrestler that's as big as Zangief and his finisher's just like a one big chop
To the face.
because he could sell it,
Yeah,
you know? So
right,
it's
that's
just
true.
like now what? Now somebody won with a chop.
I mean, Kali was doing it. He was doing like the neck chop stuff. You know what I mean? Ah! So, I mean, again, like it just depends on the wrestler, their move set.
Right.
Sometimes you want to chop, sometimes you're throwing punches and kicks or whatever.
Hmm. So I guess this is kind of in the same vein of what we talked about, like, oh, he's just being unk or whatever. Do you feel like
OG.
or a G, do you feel like should modern wrestlers take criticism from legends like Bret Hart seriously, or do you feel like it's just like a generational clash of styles and expectations, old man yelling at clouds kind of deal?
I think like don't have to listen to everything. I think there's some times where you could tell like there's a little more sincerity towards it.
Hmm.
Like especially just like, oh, I hate chops. Nobody's ever won with a chop. Like, okay, then like what do you suggest for Gunther to do?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chair
like
shots to the head.
do you want more punches? Like, you know, should he
open
start
face
throwing
chair
more
shot.
euros? Right.
I don't know, because like back then they were taking Bret Hart was involved in anything like that. I don't know. I feel like he probably put his hands up, but they were like obviously guys that just like dome first with a chair shot to the head, blocked with their
Lean into
face.
it.
Yeah, they're like, "Ugh," donk, just fucking metal. I don't know.
The best is when
Um,
they'd sell it like, ugh,
fall over like a bag of bricks.
like a headshot in Call of Duty.
Yeah, wasted. Um, so Brett says it's like unprofessional to hurt someone for real, of course. Where do you feel like you draw the line between stiffness and being reckless?
I
I
think that's
mean,
up to the wrestler, right? Tell him
yeah,
knock it off.
Yeah.
receipts. Receipts
Yeah,
are
like
coming.
yeah, what's the best time to give a receipt?
Right, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I think when wrestlers are putting together their matches, they kind of tell each other ahead of time, and of course, you're aware of the move sets that they use. If you've seen that wrestler before, so there are things you can expect, and I'm assuming that there's consent amongst both people of what they're going to do in the
There
match. So
better be.
yeah, because then I don't see what the big issue is, right? So I love Bret Hart too. I do think that he has absolutely every right to his opinion. I think this one I don't know. It's just like if the wrestlers want to do it and people like it, then who cares at that point, right? Like I don't think it's that big of a deal. Um, so with
I'm
that,
not gonna chop.
you wouldn't chop. What
Nope.
would you do? You gonna be like Bret
European
Hart?
uppercuts like Cesaro.
Or are you gonna do
And Brian,
what does he call that swing?
the giant swing?
Superman swing or whatever it's called. Yeah,
Cesaro
the
swing?
giant swing.
What is it?
Cesaro-
Giant swing?
Cesaro? Yeah. Just pick him up by his legs and just start
No.
flipping around in a circle and
No, I'm not from the 40s.
catch wrestling, get a mustache with some wax in it.
That's all I
Just you.
need.
So,
Or a singlet like Big Show.
hey, why not? Bring it
Come
back.
on.
How many wrestlers have a singlet with a single arm singlet now? I don't know how many actually do. We have like the guys who just have like the double strap like a wrestling amateur wrestler, but I feel like there aren't that many with like the Big Show look. um, all right, well, I guess we can move on to